The 6th day of March is upon us, has been for about 7 hours now. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, and according to my calendar, and it wouldn't lie to me, it's Wednesday. A Wenatchee Valley tradition since 2021, give or take a couple. Winning Wednesday is back. Full disclosure, the Wenatchee Wild only have 2 home games left. The Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers, which we've been giving away off and on for most of the last 4 or 5 months, are for regular season games only. There's only 2 games left, so I got to get rid of these babies. Winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com. That is an email address because that's how you enter. So here's what we're going to do. Because there's only 2 games left and the ticket demands are high, and these are ticket vouchers, they're not actually tickets, so you take these and you go down to the Wild ticket office and then you pick out your seats. I'm going to have 3 winners today, and they're each going to win 4 ticket vouchers. That will increase the odds of you being able to sit with whoever you're bringing to the game. But again, there's only 2 games left, so tickets are limited. Best of luck, folks. They got Spokane on March 15th and then Portland on March 16th, and then that's it, because these are only for regular season games. They don't do you any good for the playoffs, which, by the way, we made the playoffs. Home ice advantage would be nice. You want ticket vouchers? 3 winners. Each winner gets 4 ticket vouchers for either of those 2 games, or maybe you can split them up and do both. Entirely up to you. Winner at ncwlife.com is the email address. Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. If you have more than 1 email address, you can enter more than once, but you can't enter a ton of times on the same email address. Not only do we keep track of these things, but it's very annoying. And employees of local telecommunications, solely on broadcasting, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Stetson, you cannot win. We will do the drawing later on today. Winner at ncwlife.com. Wenatchee Wild ticket vouchers for the last 2 games of the year. It's cold, 23 degrees. It's been a while since we've been this cold. Days have been very pleasant, especially in the afternoon. We warmed up to 47 yesterday, not quite normal. The normal high is 49, but it's still pretty darn nice, and we'll be hovering right around there. We're going to have lots of sunshine today and Thursday and most of Friday. Things start changing Friday night. We're going to warm up a little bit, not a lot, but we will be slightly milder. Sun's going to take the weekend off, and we'll see some rain. So some change in the weather, but these next 3 days look mighty fine indeed. Forecast details are on the way, as is news, as is sports. Kraken won another huge road game last night, this time in Winnipeg with late second heroics. We'll have highlights of that. And speaking of sports, in the back half of the program, Wenatchee Bighorn basketball. They are back. They have a new ownership group. Sean Cooprider, a Wenatchee native, is part of the new ownership group. That's good. That's a necessary shot in the arm. We went to the W.B. Smith Gymnasium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College a couple days ago to talk to Sean, talk to the coach of the Bighorns, J.P. Davis, and one of the players, Trentmont Robinson. They will all be joining me in the back half of the program. Let's go with our tour around the valley on a crisp and cool March morning. That's, of course, from the Wenatchee Heights camera. Now, of course, this time next week, it'll be dark, because we spring forward on Sunday. Don't get me started. So the sun won't be coming up until about 7:20 or so. By this time next week, in fact, specifically for today, sunrise was at 6:30, sunset tonight 5:54, 11 hours and 24 minutes of daylight. Continue to grab an extra 3 minutes of daylight per day from the Heights camera to the Badger Mountain camera. One of my favorites. That's a really cool view, just phenomenal as well. Whoa, there go the birds. You can see where the Wenatchee enters into the mighty Columbia, and right on up to the Sleepy Hollow area, all the way out to Monitor and almost Cashmere from that view from our Badger Mountain camera. And of course the Cascades covered in snow, although it's not been a good snow year. They're below where they should be on the snowpack for this time of the year. But we will see some snow at the top of Black Mountain because it's about 4,000 feet in elevation, so there you go. Black Mountain, high above Peshastin, pointed kind of towards Leavenworth. Leavenworth's a little off to your left there, but what a phenomenal view that is. I've actually been on the road that goes up to that transmitter site. It's that drive is not for the faint of heart. And to the lower Navarre, we haven't used this one in a long time. The Navarre Coulee Road, that's the highway between the bottom of near the Knaps Hill Tunnel that dumps you into Chelan at the State Park. The Navarre Coulee Road, we check in with that every once in a while. There's a car driving right there, and it looks like it's speeding, driving too fast. The Navarre Coulee Road, of course, named after Chelan native Navarre Coulee. I don't know who it was named after. I probably shouldn't say things like that. Warmer and wetter this weekend. Yeah. So we're going to finally see a little bit of a change. I've been liking this weather. I don't really mind. If we're going to have cooler than normal temperatures, at least give us the sunshine, and that's what Mother Nature has been. We've had dry and cool conditions with pretty low relative humidity through the course of the week. It's going to continue today, Thursday, most of Friday. Late in the afternoon Friday, here come the clouds. By the time we get to the weekend, the clouds will be prevalent, and we start seeing an increasing chance of precipitation. In fact, let's get to it from the National Weather Service. Sunshine today. Now, yesterday, we hit 47. But we're off to a much cooler start today, so we're thinking not quite to 47 today for the afternoon high, but still lots of sunshine. Lots of sunshine Thursday. That's looking good. High of 44. Sunshine most of the day on Friday. 3:34. The clouds will begin to roll in. That means we'll see cloudy skies on Friday night, but considerably warmer because we'll have the blanket to hold the radiant heat in. And then back up to normal or near normal by Saturday, but you know, no sunshine, sorry. No sunshine Saturday night because it's night. Sunday, start thinking about rain, about a 50-50 chance of rain on Sunday, a couple of degrees warmer perhaps. Snow level well above the Wenatchee Valley. Sunday night, going to get a little bit of rain. Monday, going to get a little bit of rain. Best chance of actual measurable rain is going to be Monday night into Tuesday, but starting Friday night and lasting through at least the forecast period, we will see clouds and not sun. It is March. It's also 7 minutes after the hour, and the news is next. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Abby says thank you to all the hometown heroes making our community so great. If you know a deserving hometown hero, shoot us an email, hero@abbys.com. Every week, we'll thank some of these heroes with a free giant pizza. Abby's, proud to serve your community. Be a hero tonight. Treat your family and friends to Abby's famous hometown hero pizza. This giant features our classic pepperoni, tasty Italian sausage, and crisp green peppers for a one-of-a-kind legendary flavor. Visit abbys.com for a special pizza at a very special price.
A lot of sunshine, but it ain't real warm. It's only 23 degrees. Very pleasant day today. Going to do it again Thursday, most of Friday. Going to cloud up Friday. Going to see quite a bit of clouds, but slightly warmer temperatures for the weekend. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The former manager of a Lake Chelan resort rental agency has pleaded guilty to charges of theft and money laundering. 39-year-old Dennis Jonathan Sullivan entered that plea in Chelan County Court on Monday to 4 felonies for his mismanagement of Windermere Vacation Rentals. Apparently, he paid thousands of dollars to non-existent employees to work that was never performed. He was initially facing 10 felony charges, but agreed to plead guilty to first-degree theft, money laundering, and attempting to lead organized crime. Sullivan remains free from jail on his own recognizance. Prosecutors, as well as his attorneys, are recommending a 4.5-year prison term when he's sentenced on March 18th. One of the 2 men arrested in a drug deal operation out of the Wenatchee Red Lion Hotel has been indicted by a federal court. 38-year-old Stephen Edward Graham of Wenatchee was charged by a grand jury a couple of weeks ago with possessing fentanyl and methamphetamine with intent to deliver, plus a charge of unlawful firearm possession. Back in November, Graham and William Cody Swager Larson were arrested for allegedly making multiple drug sales out of a rented room at the Wenatchee Red Lion. Authorities referred Graham's case to U.S. District Court, where he faces potentially harsher penalties if convicted. The federal weapons charge alone could carry a sentence of up to 15 years in prison. The Chelan-Douglas Health District will take the next steps starting today, to find a new chief administrator. Luke Davies, as you know by now, left the job at the end of last month. The District Board of Health will vote on a special meeting this morning to set the salary and the job description for Davies' eventual replacement. After that, the job offer will be officially posted. Kristen Hosey is currently acting as interim administrator for the two county public health agencies. Chelan County's Public Defender Agency moving. The Council for Defense of Chelan County, they have about 10 lawyers who work there. They work not far from us, as a matter of fact. They have their own building. Their agency has been housed for decades at that building, 115 North Chelan Avenue. That's a 2-story brick building that dates to 1908. The Chief Public Defender, Jeremy Ford, says attorneys and staff are working remotely while the agency gets ready to move into a new office space that'll be at 303 South Mission, right across the street from the Wild Huckleberry. Ford told NCW Life, among other advantages, the new location is much more accessible for clients with disabilities. The relocation should be complete within the next couple of weeks. Every other year, the journalism program at the University of Montana produces a magazine called Byline Magazine. It's a project written, edited, and photographed entirely by students at the University of Montana. One of those students is Ava Rosevold. She is a 21-year-old graduate of Wenatchee High School. The photographs illustrate 3 articles in the most recent edition of Byline. Our own Jefferson Robbins spoke with Ava about this year's magazine, which focuses on the mental health challenges facing the people of Montana. She said she's always loved photography, but moved towards photojournalism once she began going to college.
I think I saw that I could actually make a difference in the world. You know, I could tell people stories that needed to be told and inspire entire communities. And I think that's really where I fell in love with the journalism side of photography. I also love portraiture still, but I think I'm just a little more driven into, I really want to do international photography and reporting. And so I think I just found my love there.
Did you go into the field, into each story, working closely with a writer, or were you sort of finding your own way into the story?
Yeah, I worked very closely with writers. 2 of the stories I actually got assigned the week of. So that was definitely, you know, kind of a last-minute switch, but I just had to kind of learn to roll with the punches. But it was amazing getting to work one-on-one with writers and sources. And one of our professors was actually Chris Johns, who is editor of National Geographic and was a photographer there for years. And so it was amazing to get to work one-on-one with him and really learn the ins and outs of the magazine world.
Sounds like a good mentor. And the stories that you're pursuing were about, again, mental health, the challenges that people face when they're just trying to access mental health. What do you think you learned from working on these projects? There was a range of topics just about the mental health care system in Montana generally, the suicide epidemic among the Chippewa Cree people, the life of a crisis line worker, somebody who tries to help people on the telephone. This is tough stuff. So what do you feel like you learned from doing this work?
I think I really learned that everywhere in America there's this issue. In every community you can find very similar stories, and that, you know, we really need to draw attention to it, and that's, you know, one of our jobs as journalists. And, you know, just that if this is happening to you, you're not alone, and that it's really a global issue at this point.
When you're working with people in any photojournalistic capacity, but especially on a sensitive issue related to themselves, their health, their families, it can be difficult to try and establish trust with people. So how did you get your subjects to trust you or accept you or be willing to cooperate when you were just trying to take their picture?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one big thing is just spending the time with people, kind of opening up to them about things going on in your own life as well can make people feel more comfortable. On the Rocky Boy Reservation with the Chippewa Cree people, you know, we spent 5 days out there, and half of that was just hanging out with families, going to events. I got to participate in a ceremonial sweat, which was very eye-opening. And I think after doing those things, they could kind of open up to us and, you know, realize that we really are trying to help. And yeah, so I think the biggest thing is just time will bring the trust along with it.
How did you get into photography when you were young? Did it start with just, here's a phone camera, play with it? Did it start with somebody giving you an actual camera? You know, how did you move into the field?
Well, in 8th grade, my parents decided to pull me out of school for 2 months, and we got in a motorhome and we went all across the country. And one of the first things my dad gave me on that trip was a Nikon camera, and I just fell in love with photography. And in, you know, every new state, I would just document our trip and our travels, and me and my dad would actually have photo competitions to see who would get the best picture. And I think after that, you know, seeing that I could take an image of what I was seeing in my life and share it with my friends and family back at home, I really realized that photography is a way to tell a story. And I think that's what I fell in love with.
And that is the news on this Wednesday. If you are interested in what is going on, we do our best to fill the bill to keep you informed by doing a newscast at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. The NCW Life Evening News, 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If that's not how you consume television, a lot of people don't. A lot of people use the web. We got you covered there. It'll be up and running on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, our homepage, ncwlife.com, and on our app. That's how you download the app, the QR code. I don't know what QR stands for. Somebody else does. And if you have a news tip, send me an email. We all get it here, news@ncwlife.com. The Kraken are playing good hockey at a time when you're supposed to play good hockey. Won again last night. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up. Time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
"20 minutes after the air, Andre Burakovsky, the hero, a power play goal in the closing minutes, and they won. The Seattle Kraken beats Winnipeg last night, the final 4-3.
8 shots in the game, 6 taken by Winnipeg. No goals. Scheifele. The stick handle in. Brendan Dillon. Forced by Schwartz. Stolen by McCann. Here come the Kraken. Bjorkstrand. Schultz scores! Schultz leaks it through Connor Hellebuck. 11:15 left to go in period one. The Kraken off and running.
In Seattle's defensive zone, end up getting an odd man look here, 4-on-2. Schultz jumping up into the play. Nice feed right onto the tape. Get another look here as McCann kicks it out. Bjorkstrand to Schultz, on and off, and ends up beating Hellebuck through the 5-hole.
Eberle now in the off wing. Cuts. Good play by Pionk, recovering. Here come the Jets. Shifley carries in onside. Connor scores! Kyle Connor. Well placed. A dart. 11:53 left to go in the second period. The game is tied. 3 seconds left in the power play. Josh Morrissey shoots one wide. Connor gets to it. Broken up. Gord springs McCann. Short-handed. He scores! That's hockey, baby! Jared McCann does it again. Short-handed goal. Back-to-back nights. And the Kraken have a 2-1 lead.
A one battle along the wall. Yanni Gord sends it to McCann all alone. McCann knows from the red line in, he's by himself. Head up the whole way. Right there up over the glove side and doesn't even have to make a move. That's how you know you have a elite NHL shot.
Morgan Barron, he'll dump it in. DeCord out to get it. He'll reverse it. Sandberg sends it deeper. Appleton in front. They score! Adam Lowry. A quick hitter. A late strike. 8.7 seconds left in the second period. We're tied at 2. Off the stick. Recollected by Connor Hellebuck. A steal by McCann. It deflects. Broken out by Mason Appleton on the off wing. In front. DeCord can't get it. Nino Niederreiter. Wills at home. DeCord reaching back in desperation. Couldn't get it. 18:43 left in this third period. 3-2 Winnipeg. Mason Appleton, the former Kraken, has 2 assists tonight. Adam Lowry has a 2-point game. He gets the secondary assist on the goal at $1.17. It's tipped in. Tomas Tatar. It's tuna time. A fling by Matty Beniers and a magic stick from Tatar. And the Kraken tie it.
Needed to get off the schneid. Hadn't scored for a while. The points have been tough to come by. You saw in the celebration how much that one meant. Great hand-eye. Tatar all alone out in front and just throwing that puck towards the net is Beniers. But I like the fact that Tatar gets to the front of the net, stays in front of the net, takes away the eyes of Hellebuck.
Andre Burakovsky to the goal line. Jaden Schwartz, they play catch. Burakovsky again. Evans around the clock. McCann. Evans rubbed out, blocked by Appleton. He gets back up. Burakovsky with a shot. They score! Hey, hey! What do you say? Andre Burakovsky. It's a power play goal. The Kraken have a 4-3 lead.
Simple play, just getting the puck in, winning a battle, and now you end up firing the puck from up top, and Appleton forced to eat a shot over to Burakovsky and right through. And Sandberg, as he goes down, and Burakovsky's going to take this puck, not a one-timer, head up the whole way, just shoots through it, ends up going, looks like off the glove side of Hellebuck and in. Deflection on his own, and a timely goal for Burakovsky as well.
Here we go. Larson to the wall. 15 seconds left. Morrissey gets it back from Ehlers. Passes across. Fumbled by Connor. 9 seconds. Pionk. Stopped by DeCord. 5 seconds left. To the point. Morrissey. He'll trap it. 2 seconds. A shot. Blocked by Larson. That's Kraken hockey, baby. A 4-3 win in front of Joey DeCord.
Next up for the Wenatchee Wild, Winnipeg. This time at home, they'll play Friday at 7 o'clock, and then this is kind of weird. The Kraken have the weekend off. They don't play Saturday or Sunday. You don't see that very often. Cactus League Baseball, the Mariners have played 10 games in spring training. They've won 1, and they were lucky to get that one. And they didn't win again yesterday. The Guardians got the better of them in a split squad game 4-1, and the Rangers beat the Mariners in a split squad game 10-9. The Mariners will take on the Royals this afternoon at 12:05. The Pac-12 women's tournament gets underway today in beautiful Las Vegas. Number 9 Washington State. Remember, Washington State women won the tournament last year by winning 4 games in 4 days. They'll try and do it again. They'll take on number 8 Cal at 2:30. The winner of that game takes on Stanford. And the Huskies, the 6th seed, will take on number 7 Arizona at 6 o'clock. And the winner of that game will take on USC. Both of those games, by the way, on the Pac-12 network. The Wenatchee Bighorns basketball team began its second season last Sunday with a 106-103 loss to the Seattle Superhawks on the road. They opened their home schedule with 2 games this weekend. Wenatchee native Sean Cooprider joined the organization as a co-owner during the offseason, and he told me that fans are going to be real happy with this year's roster.
To have the ability to have the talent that we're going to be bringing to the marketplace, the level of talent, the athleticism, it really takes it up another level. It allows the kids that are in the youth leagues and the AAUs and the high schools to say, wow, you know, there's basketball beyond the Wenatchee Valley that's quite extraordinary. And most of our players come from other parts of the country. I think we have 2 players locally, and the other 10 are Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest, so we're bringing them in from all over the country. Most of the players have gone through college, either D1 or D2 or D3 level. Most of them have been in organized basketball in some form or fashion. What's different is that, you know, for some reason they've either fallen through the cracks because of COVID, or there's some family matters or issues that are really uncontrollable to them.
Or they just want to keep playing basketball because they love it.
Exactly.
And they like the competition.
Exactly. And so they're looking for a platform, especially here in the U.S., so they don't have to go abroad, to be able to you know, explore their path and what that next path is.
The Chelan Community Gym will be the home court for the Bighorns this season. Wenatchee welcomes the Emerald City Jaguars Saturday night at 7, and the Seattle Superhawks. That'll be Sunday night at 6. Tickets are $10 a pop, and you can get them by going to WenatcheeBighorns.com. It's good to have them back, and those are just some of the games that people are playing at 27 minutes after the hour. For your obscure holiday, it was on this date in 1912 that Nabisco trademarked the Oreo cookie. Oh, baby, the Oreo cookie. Back in the day, in 1912, Oreos were sold by the pound. They were 25 cents a pound. I say bring that back. When did the various Oreos get rolled out? Let's see. Double stuffed Oreo made its debut in 1974. The football Oreo, that was the Oreo shaped like a football. I remember that, 1976. Big stuffed Oreo in 1987. Oreo minis in 1991. Mega stuffed Oreos in 2013. And Oreo thins. What's the point of that? In 2015, over 450 billion Oreo cookies have been sold since they were rolled out. Women are more apt to dunk their Oreo cookie in a glass of milk than men are. Men are more likely to eat the cookie as a cookie. Women are more apt to take it apart and eat it that way. In case you're curious, the ratio is 21% cookie, 29% cream filling on your basic Oreo cookie, and I want one right now. Happy birthday to the Oreo cookie, 112 years old today. Today in history, let's see, you got 3,000 troops from Mexico on one side, you got 187 Texas volunteers on the other side. I don't care how good your fort is built. 3,000 against 187. I don't like those odds, and those odds came home. The Battle of the Alamo, March 6, 1836. Colonel Jim Bowie, frontiersman Davy Crockett, and all 187 Texas volunteers met their maker. The Mexican troops took over the Alamo. They were all killed. All the Texans, anyway. The fort was captured. I've been to the Alamo. It's pretty damn impressive, all things considered. The Battle of the Alamo on this date 184 years ago today. The Dred Scott decision, unquestionably the worst decision in the history of the Supreme Court. Dred Scott was a slave. His slave owners moved from a slave state to a free state. I believe it was Illinois. And Illinois said, you live here, you're free. And yay! And then they moved back to Mississippi. And he said, well, wait a minute, aren't I free? He sued. And on this date in 1857, the Supreme Court of the United States said, we don't care. You're not a free man. That if you are an African-American ancestry, whether you were born in the United States or not, you have no rights, none. You are not an American citizen if you are a black person. I'll just leave it at that. By the way, when Dred Scott was told he has to go back to being a slave, his heart really wasn't in it. The Dred Scott decision. 45 years ago today, the Zapruder film had been seen by very, very few people. I mean, just a very small amount of people had ever seen the film that Abraham Zapruder shot in Dealey Plaza on November 22nd, 1963. That changed on this night in 1975. The show was called Good Night America, hosted by Geraldo Rivera on ABC. He got a copy of a copy of a copy and showed it on national television. Now, we're going to show you what happened before and after, but we're not going to show you the Zapruder film because, well, it's the Zapruder film, but here it is.
It's become very chic among television producers to put a disclaimer at the head of any film. The film you're about to see might be shocking, it might be horrifying, you might not want your kids to watch it, and I think the unfortunate net effect of that is to make more people watch it. Well, I'm telling you right straight out that if you are at all sensitive, if you're at all queasy, then don't watch this film. Just put on the late night movie because this is very heavy. It's the film shot by the Dallas dress manufacturer Abraham Zapruder, and it's the execution of President Kennedy. And Bob and Dick, would you please? That's the most upsetting thing I've ever seen. We'll talk about it in a minute.
The Zapruder film shown to the nation for the first time on national TV on this day 45 years ago. And on this date in 1987, the Herald of Free Enterprise, which was a 8-deck ferry. We've all ridden ferries if you've ever been to the Puget Sound. But this is a single-deck ferry, you know, maybe a little upper deck and then the big deck in the bottom. This had 8 decks. And it left Belgium on its way to England full of cars and people, and the guy who was supposed to close the bow door didn't close the bow door. It sank in 90 seconds. It blunked. 193 people died. Forgot to close the bow door. Birthdays. In my opinion, the greatest pitcher ever of all time. Certainly the greatest left-handed pitcher of all time, Robert Moses Lefty Grove. Born in the state in 1900. He's in the Hall of Fame. He won the Triple Crown. He won all the awards you could possibly win. In my opinion, Lefty Grove is the greatest pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball. Just my opinion. He's certainly, I think, the greatest left-handed pitcher in baseball, and I think he has a claim to be the best pitcher of all time. Lefty Grove, born in the state in 1900. More heavenly birthdays. Ed McMahon, born in the state in 1923. We all remember as Johnny Carson's sidekick. But during the Korean War, he flew 85 combat missions. He won 6 air medals. He was a war hero in the Korean War. Ed McMahon, the great Ed McMahon, born in the state in 1923. Probably my favorite jazz guitarist, Wes Montgomery, born in the state in 1923. Just listen to the music. It's pretty self-explanatory, especially his Riverside recordings. And Shaquille O'Neal, who won every award anybody could possibly win, is 52 years old today. I've seen his shoes. They're big. Thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Before the summer heat comes, this is a good time to get your HVAC system looked at, make sure it's ready to go for the heat. Our friends at Pool to Spa Services. Speaking of heat, you've always wanted a swimming pool, you might want to give them a call. They can take care of you. Also, your pool and hot tub chemicals, Pool to Spa Services, and our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Still to come, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. It's about tipping. And then Wenatchee Bighorn Basketball is back. They're a member of the TBL, the Basketball League. Co-owner Sean Cooprider, the head coach, and one of the top players will be joining me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the Instant Live channel.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
Mount Stewart Physical Therapy is all new. New staff, new therapists, and a fabulous new chiropractor. That's right, you do not need to drive to Wenatchee or Kashmir for your care. Come see Dr. Zolman, DC. No referral needed for most insurances. Open your auto and work injury claims with us, or fax your post-op and Medicare therapy prescriptions to us right here in town. We offer covered pelvic floor services. We are premium. For the Upper Valley. Improve your quality of life today. Mount Stewart Integrative Therapy and Chiropractic.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select VX and L Series tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for 72 months. Contact your Kubota dealer for details.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So, when I go into a retail store, I choose my items that I want to purchase. I bring them to the checkout stand, prepared to pay. And lo and behold, there at the cash register is a tip jar. A tip jar? What am I tipping this employee for? For taking my money and accurately reading what the cash register says my change is? Now, tipping is getting way out of hands, folks. I can and do understand tipping food service folks. And I regularly tip 20% or more. I really do. And I tip cab and Uber drivers and folks who deliver food to my house. I also tip baristas because, honestly, my daughter used to be one. But a tip jar at a retail establishment? I can just imagine the next time I go into my local hardware store, pick up my light bulbs and a screwdriver that I need, and when I go to pay, there's going to be a tip jar on the counter. Sorry, ain't going to have none of my money in it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now. I'm currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
It's back for another year, but in many respects, it's kind of a whole new rebirthing of the Wenatchee Bighorns, and that has brought the prodigal son back home. Sean Cooprider, most people know Sean, great athlete in the Wenatchee High School in the mid-1980s, got married, moved away, became a very successful businessman, And you have thrown your hat into the ring. You are now one of the part owners of the Wenatchee Bighorns.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Thank you.
First of all,
thanks for having me.
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk about this marriage. How did this come to be?
Yeah, it was interesting. Anthony and I knew each other from back when he was a student here at the college. Played for my dad. And I was at the high school, and he would come out for my football games, and we got to know each other. And then, as life has it, we separated, and several years went by, and he reached out to me in the past year and said, "Hey, I've got this really cool opportunity I've been working on. I need some help with some suggestions. Would you be open to being a sounding board?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, no problem." So we connected, and he asked a bunch of strategic questions, and I was able to really kind of get into it with him, and as far as how to take a look at an investment, a startup, and an athletic program. And one thing led to another. I met the league owners, and their vision really is what sold me. The vision of the league, which is a very strong vision in terms of using athletics, using this basketball as a vehicle to be a bigger part of the community. So it's community first, basketball second. And you know, that vision in supporting the community and the community's youth, as well as providing resources and support to the young men that are playing for us, really attracted me.
When the Wenatchee Wild launched 15 years ago, people go, I don't know, is this a hockey town? Well, it is. This is already a basketball town and a basketball area. So you have the hoops fanatics already existing. So that market is there, isn't it?
The market is there, and I think to have the ability to have the talent that we're going to be bringing to the marketplace, the level of talent, the athleticism, it really takes it up another level. It allows the kids that are in the youth leagues and the AAUs and the high schools to say, wow, you know, there's basketball beyond the Wenatchee Valley that's quite extraordinary. And most of our players come from other parts of the country. I think we have 2 players locally, and the other 10 are Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest. So we're bringing them in from all over the country.
Where does the talent come from? And I'll ask the coach the same question.
Yeah, well, you know, most of the players have gone through college, either D1 or D2 or D3 level. Most of them have been in organized basketball in some form or fashion. What's different is that, you know, for some reason they've either fallen through the cracks because of COVID, or there's some family matters or issues that are really uncontrollable to them.
Or they just want to keep playing basketball because they love it.
Exactly.
And they like the competition.
Exactly. And so they're looking for a platform, especially here in the U.S., not so they don't have to go abroad, to be able to you know, explore their path and what that next path is.
What kind of skill set are you bringing to the team besides again, you've been very successful in your professional endeavors for the last 30 plus years. So what are you bringing to the table? Some stability, some ideas, what's your role? How do you see your role?
Yeah, well, I think it's a couple of things. One is a fresh set of eyes. You know, 2, it's providing a vision. You know, we're really focused on creating a foundation that we can then build into an asset that the entire community is going to be proud. We'll be able to leave this asset. It's not going to be here one day and then gone the next. This is a long-term plan. So, you know, those 2 things plus, you know, I've been wanting to get back to this community. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Are you coming back to Wenatchee? I know you're commuting between Oregon and up north and out here to the east. Are you eventually going to work your way back here?
Right now, I will spend a substantial amount of time here. And, you know, as we continue to build this program and it becomes successful, then, you know, I could be here full time. So
any first-year franchise will stub their toe occasionally. It's inherent to doing that, and there was some toe stubbing, for lack of a better term, last year with the Bighorns. You're bringing in stability. You're bringing in name recognition. This is a long-term plan.
Yes.
You're not. There's no short-term. Let's throw the spaghetti against the wall and see if it's done. You're going to do this fully asked.
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, if you follow the formula, and there's a recipe to do this, if you follow it to a T, it's proven that it'll be successful. It takes time and patience. You don't just cure it overnight. I don't have all the answers today, and I certainly don't, won't have all the answers tomorrow, but we're going to address each day as it comes. And in our group, we call it day one. Every day is day one. We take a look at what we've accomplished that day, and as we stack each day one on top of each other, 3 years from now, we have the product that we're envisioning today.
We're in the W.B. Smith Gymnasium on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College for a reason. Even though they're called the Wenatchee Bighorns, they're kind of going to be kind of more like the North Central Washington Bighorns. You're going to try and play in as many gyms as they'll have you. Talk about that.
That's correct. So we really, Wenatchee is our home, but we represent the entire valley, NCW, if you will. So this first year of the reboot, as we call it, we're going to take our home games on the road. So we're going to play a substantial amount of games in Chelan. We're looking to other communities like Kashmir, back here in Wenatchee, so that we get, each community gets the full effect of what the team looks like, who the players are, how they address their profession. And then when we bring it back to Wenatchee, now we've got a fan base from outside that can come in and experience the games.
One last question for Sean Cooprider, who's coming back, and I'm liking that. Talk about the TBL, the basketball league that we are a part of. Stability at the top, and committed, just as committed as you are to making sure that this works.
Absolutely. So I believe this is year 6 or 7 for the league, and has grown from 6 teams to 38 in markets similar to Wenatchee all across the country. There are some large markets in LA and Seattle and Portland, but the smaller markets really are the intimate markets where the community really grasp onto the concept and become loyal to it. The TBL is continuing to grow not only here in the U.S. but also in Canada. We have a team in England, and we just signed a long-term streaming deal for TBL TV with BN Sports. We've got national sponsors like Baden Sports that provide our equipment. So it's continuing to add to its foundation. It's giving the entire league stability, and as it grows, we grow. And as it's successful, we're successful. So it's a very symbiotic relationship, and it's one that's very great because they're intimately involved in everything we do. And you had mentioned the Wild being, going up into to a higher league. Well, leagues are very important for small professional teams, because if you have a healthy league that you're attached to, you're going to become a healthy franchise.
Just by osmosis. Yeah. I'm glad to see you're going to be back in the Wenatchee Valley, and whenever this guy tackles a project, his batting average is pretty high. It really is. It's good to see you, my friend. We got the coach, the new coach, going to be joining us, and maybe a player or two. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Well, you heard from the front office guy, Sean. Now you get to hear from the guys who are actually going to put in the work, the sweat and the blood to make the Wenatchee Bighorns a success. Introduce yourself to our television family. I'll let you go first, Coach.
I am Coach J.P. Davis from Albany, Georgia.
Tremont Robinson from Little Rock, Arkansas.
You're here. This ain't Albany, Georgia, buddy, by a long shot. Talk about how you landed right here in the Wenatchee Valley and taking over this franchise?
Well, Anthony reached out to me, and this has been kind of a 2-year plan. I currently play in Australia and also coach in Australia. So as we begin talks and trying to maneuver and get the contracts together, we built a relationship, and finally Anthony was able to make it happen and get me over to the Valley.
And you're the head guy. You are the coach. You've had you've had tryouts, you've had scrimmages, you had a practice last night up in Chelan. Give me an early scouting report on this team. What do you like so far?
I think we got a bunch of young talent that is hungry to try to prove themselves. The unique opportunity in this league is we got a lot of guys that might not have had big college numbers or had the big resumes, but they get a chance to start their pro career and get an opportunity to show that they can really play and play for money.
You saw me talk to Sean. A lot of these guys just don't want to stop playing basketball, and those maybe are the best ones of them all because they're so dedicated to the sport. They love it so much they don't want to quit playing.
Definitely. So for most of us, we've been doing this since we're children. After you leave the collegiate ranks, it becomes a lot harder to play. So we get a lot of guys that just don't want to end their journey with just their college season. So they get an opportunity to come here and to further their careers.
I asked Sean this question. I'll ask you, where does the talent come from? How do you fill your roster up, Coach?
So we actually come from all over North America. We got 2 guys from Canada. We got guys from all walks of life, from the South, North, even some guys from right here in the Valley. So we got emails, we get calls, we have coaches that are calling us to recommend guys. So we filter through that and find the best 12 that can fit our roster.
And that is it's a 12-man roster.
It is a 12-man roster. We rotate a bit when we're going on the road, just for who's available, who's not available as far as injuries and sicknesses and just travel responsibilities.
We had 3 or 4 players to choose from. You chose this guy to do the interview, Coach. Why?
He's just an experienced guy for us. He's played in the league before. He kind of knows what's going on and just knows what it takes to be successful in this league.
What do you think of our little town so far? Again, maybe some culture shock going on here?
Man, I love it, man. It's something I'm not used to. I'm from a small city, and what I like about it right now is I'm surrounded by the mountains, man. It's a nice view.
And by the way, the weather will get nicer.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't worry about that. What position do you play?
Point guard, shooting guard.
So this guy's your quarterback?
He is.
Is he the starting quarterback, Coach?
He is our starting shooting guard at the moment.
Good.
Starting shooting guard. So we're asking him to have a scoring role for us, and he has provided that scoring punch for us early here.
Do you have a coaching philosophy? You know, some coaches are defense first, and we'll just sock them in the mouth, and we'll win games 72 to 73, or you have games that will be 122 to 125?
I pride myself on coaching how I live. I'm a very balanced guy, but I'm very fiery and passionate. If you come watch us play, we play a very hard-nosed defensive strategy, and then we're looking to push the basketball. So naturally, we're going to play through some mistakes because we're playing fast, but we also are a very disciplined team, and I think we're working towards that right now. So we won't be in the 70s a lot, but we probably won't be seeing the 140. So last night, I think we were 102 to 105. That'll probably be the range. We want to hold guys under 100 points, but we want to be scoring above 100 points every day.
How's communication on the court with the guys? Because you guys are kind of trying to figure out what you do and who likes to do this cut and who likes to shoot this from this angle. I'll let you both talk about that.
Yeah, that's been the adjustment period for guys getting in here and learning each other, and that's the fun part on the pro level. You have to get it together quickly. A lot of times in college, guys get here August, September, you have returners. But on the semi-pro level, a lot of times you're meshing brand new guys in, so kind of like at the junior college level, and getting them to click very quickly because we got to be ready to go.
Are you ready to go?
Yes, sir. And back to your question about how the communication going on the court. It's good. Once one person talks, the message get around, and everybody starts communicating and start talking. Once everybody starts doing that, we're pretty much on the same page, and that's how.
Let's talk about the product. I know the Wenatchee Valley. I was born and raised here. You don't have to go out and win every damn game to get the people come in. Boy, you entertain them, and the folks will show up, and they'll be so in droves. And I like the idea that you're going to run up and down the court until these guys are puking.
Yes,
until I'm puking, probably.
Yes. If you've been around in any of the training camps, it's been a full effort on getting us in shape so we can play fast. I think we'll provide a brand of basketball that the Valley will be proud of. We play hard. We're going to play physical, and we're going to play fast. I'm a very fiery, passionate guy. That's how I play. That's how I coach. So I think the Valley will enjoy just the product that we put on the floor, okay? A bunch of young guys that are playing hard, playing the right way, and playing for each other.
What is the right way? What is the right way?
So we believe in three philosophies: smart, tough, together. So we want to be a smart team. We want to make the right plays. We're going to be tough, so we're not going to allow guys to cut in front of us. We're not going to make dumb mental errors, and then we're going to be together. So, and I think we've hit all three of those last night, and we were pretty successful as far as making sure that we're together and we're a brotherhood and that we're playing together for each other.
You anticipate any rivals in your division? I'm trying to think of what there's some teams in Seattle. There's a team in Vancouver. Who do you think is going to be?
I think that Seattle game is going to continue to be very fiery. We played them once. A lot of guys from us have played with each other. I think our coach, our assistant coach, knows a couple of those guys. So with us being probably the two closest teams, them being the defending conference champions, I think that game's going to continue to be a heated rivalry between us and the Superhawks.
Can this guy shoot?
He can shoot the basketball. He can score the basketball on all levels.
Yeah.
So he's three ball, getting to the basket and the mid-range.
Have you discovered that the Valley is becoming a basketball town? It is kind of a basketball town. We love Gonzaga. We love the Cougars are playing great. Okay. So you don't have to necessarily be a winner, but you give them a show and they'll show.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that.
We're definitely going to come out and provide a show, and we want to be a winner. We want to come out every night and compete and give ourselves a chance to win. We also want to be out active in community, and we've seen that as we moved around. Obviously, I've gone to eat breakfast and lunch, and we've got people that, are you the new basketball coach? And it seems like the community is on board. We're just ready for them to get up and come see a couple games and fall in love with the brand that we're going to be providing.
I, for one, can't wait, and I like the fact that they're going to be playing in area gymnasiums. Yeah. I'd rather have a packed gymnasium with 200 people and the walls sweating than a big arena with 200 people, and you can hear the ball dribble all the way up into the rafters.
So as a part of us and our rebrand and things, we want to make sure that we're in the community so that we can kind of get you to fall in love with us. So a part of that is us actually going into those high schools, playing inside those high schools where you can touch, feel, and see, and it gives it that nostalgia feel. As we continue to grow, obviously, if our fan base maximizes those gyms, we'll move to bigger venues. But right now, we love the idea that we can come down and that kids can see, touch, feel us, be right there on the court, and get the environment of their high school games, which we all know and love. We smell the popcorn, we hear the cheerleaders. That brings us all back to those nostalgic moments that we all experienced with growing up in basketball.
Well, having Anthony and Sean on board, stability is not going to be an issue at all. Best of luck. Go Bighorns, and we'll be in touch as the year progresses, all right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Sangster Motors. The Women's Service League of North Central Washington will hold its premier fundraising event, My Girlfriend's Closet, March 15th through the 17th at the Wenatchee Valley Mall. Presented by Premier One Properties, My Girlfriend's Closet will hold a ticketed pre-sale event on Thursday the 14th that gives shoppers the chance to buy before the event opens to the general public. All the proceeds benefit local nonprofit organizations.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
And as a follow-up, don't forget the Wenatchee Bighorns will play Saturday night at 7 and Sunday evening at 6 at the Chelan Community Gym. Go Bighorns. That was a fun interview indeed. All right, one more look at your forecast from the National Weather Service. We're going to do it all over again today. Sunshine. 42 might be a little low considering we hit 47 yesterday, but it's also pretty cold outside. We shall see. But bountiful sunshine, very chilly for the overnight low again tonight. Get down to 24. Going to do it again on Thursday with a high of 44 and most of the day on Friday. Late in the afternoon, early in the evening, you'll start seeing the clouds thickening up. You're going to wake up Saturday morning to lots of clouds, but no rain. As far as rain is concerned, maybe Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and Monday. Best chance for measurable rain is actually going to be Monday night. Not going to see any sunshine, but it is going to warm up a little bit. That's it for us. Have yourself a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.